Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to try something new that I've never tried before. We are going to make fried chicken in the air fryer. I do have oil as a backup just in case this doesn't work so well. And we might make homemade fries too if we have time, we'll see. So that's what we're doing in this video. So to start, I have a package of chicken legs here. And we're going to separate the drumstick from the thigh, and then we're going to marinate. It is fairly early, still before dinner, so I'm doing this right now so that it has time to marinate with the buttermilk and stuff that we're going to marinate it in. So I'm just taking it right to the joint here. Got to find the joint here. There it is. And we're just going to marinate them in separate pieces like this. I'm just going to put them right into the bowl. Sometimes it's a little hard to know exactly where the joint is. There it is. Like that. These are quite big pieces too. But I'm going to marinate them in this buttermilk mixture for at least 2 or 3 hours. When I'm making this, it's probably going to be at least 4 or 5 hours before dinner, so they'll be nice and marinated. If you want to do it overnight, overnight is best. I just didn't get to this yesterday. But there's still plenty of time to marinate them, so... Okay. Okay, let me wash my hands and then we will put the marinade together. Okay. Okay, let me just put this aside. Okay, so for the marinade, we're going to use buttermilk. If I can get it open. I actually went and bought some buttermilk specifically for this recipe. I could have made some, but I wanted to have genuine buttermilk for this. So I'm just going to pour about 1.5 cups to 2 cups, just until, I think I'm going to probably put this whole thing in here just so everything's covered nicely. I'm probably not going to use it for anything else anyways. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of sriracha in here. Not too much. I'm going to put some crushed garlic. This is some of the garlic we mixed up, I still have. I'm going to put some salt and pepper in this. Some salt. A little bit more. And I'm going to put a tiny bit of paprika in here. This is an air fryer recipe that I looked up. It looked delicious and I figured I really would like to try that. Okay, so now we're just going to mix all this together. You can mix it in the bowl before you put the chicken in if you like. It would be probably a little easier, but that didn't matter to me too much. Okay, I'm going to give you a close-up what this looks like, and we're going to let this marinate until dinner time. So for me, that'll be about 4 hours, or you can marinate it overnight. So I'll give you a close-up look. Okay, so this is the marinade. You can see all the spices in there, salt and the pepper and the paprika, hot sauce. So I decided that we're going to make some homemade fries to go with the chicken. So while the chicken is marinating, we're going to chop up some fries. So let's see if I can do this nicely. I'm going to use my machine here. I remember the last time I tried doing this, it was a little tricky. It does work though. I just remember I have to hold it up a little bit just because the container isn't that deep. Like that. So I have a bowl here that I'm going to put them in with some salt water. I do know the longer you soak French fries, the crispier they are. So we're going to attempt this. See? Make some homemade fries to go with the fried chicken. There we go. It's a little tricky, but it works. Like that. I don't want to make too many. Maybe one or two more here. See, I've touched the bottom, so I have to lift it up. Still works great though. Let's do this big one. There we go. Let's see how much that makes. I think that's good. So I'm going to go and put some cold water in this, and I'll show you after I'm done that. Okay, so I filled it with some cold water. I rinsed them a couple times to get some of the starch off. Now I'm just going to add a whole bunch of salt to it so they don't turn brown. And we're going to let them sit here in the cold water and marinate until it's time for dinner with the chicken. When we start to cook the chicken. There we go. I just want to mix it in a little bit so they stay nice. This also helps season and flavor the potato. Okay, so we're going to leave this with the chicken now. So when I come back, it'll be time to make the dredge for the chicken. So let's make the dredging mixture for the chicken. We need a couple cups of flour. Couple cups. We have 10 pieces of chicken approximately. Half a cup of cornstarch. That's quite a bit more than I was expecting. Oh, I have a thingy in here. What is this? This is a quarter, so I need 2 of these. I'm assuming this is what gives it the crisp taste. Cornstarch. We need a tablespoon of salt, it says. It's quite a bit. But it is flour mixture, and flour mixture is quite bland. So you want to make sure it's seasoned really well. We're going to attempt to do this in this. About a tablespoon of salt. Okay, we need about a tablespoon of paprika. I might actually add a little bit more than a tablespoon just because I really love paprika in my fried chicken. What else? A teaspoon of onion powder. Okay. A teaspoon of dried basil. I'm just going to do it right in my hand. Go like that. A teaspoon of dried oregano. Just going to do the same thing. Eyeball it. So that. A teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I think I'm going to half this just because my kids don't like a lot of spice, and I already put hot sauce in the buttermilk. So I'm going to do about half of that. But it does call for a whole teaspoon if you want to follow the recipe exact. Some black pepper, about a teaspoon. And what else here? Garlic powder. It says about a teaspoon. I might add a little bit more than that. I think I'm going to add 2. We like a lot of garlic. And then we just mix it all together and we start dredging the chicken in it. Okay, so I bought some air fryer liners to make my life a little bit easier. I'm going to pull it out. Fits pretty close. I just wanted to get a mat for when I check the chicken to put it on so it doesn't melt the counter. These are like a laminate counter, so you don't want to wreck them. Okay, so in the recipe it says to spray the liner if you have one, or just the tray. I mixed up our dredging mixture here. I'm going to give you a little bit closer look, see what we're doing here. Okay, so let's start with the chicken. I think I'm going to start with the backs just because they take the longest to cook. In the recipe it says to do 390 for 25 minutes. I think I'm going to do 375 just because I can cook it a little longer if I want, but I don't want to have it burn or be too crunchy on the outside. So yeah, I think I'm going to do 375 for 25. It does say to flip the chicken halfway through. Oh, this smells really good. Okay. So that it gets a nice even crisp all around the whole chicken. So we're gonna follow the recipe for the most part here. If I find it's not crisping up enough, I'll turn it up to the 390. And then it says just to put them in the basket like this. I'm probably only going to be able to fit 2 pieces at once here. There we go. Okay, and then it says to give it a light spray. It's to help crisp up the skin. And then we put it in for the 25 minutes. And we'll check it in about 12 minutes. So I'm giving you an update on the fries. I was going to air fry these, but I think that putting them in the oven is the better option since the chicken is going to take so long to cook. So I'm going to put these in the oven. I have them laying out on the baking sheet right now to get some of the moisture off. I did take some paper towel to it, but I'm just going to leave them here. It's a little early to put them in the oven. I put some salt and pepper and some garlic powder on them. And then I'm going to turn them into garlic parmesan fries, I think. Okay, so I just opened it to check it. My house is all smoky from the air fryer. We're going to check and see how cooked this is. It should be 165. It's getting there. Okay, so definitely needs a tiny bit longer. So we're going to put it in a little bit longer. It says it has about 10 minutes left. So I took out these ones. They look decent. I'm just covering them with a cloth to keep them warm and nice and moist. I'm going to do 2 more here. So we're gonna attempt it again. The other ones I forgot to flip, so hopefully these ones I'll remember to flip them. So this one I'm going to try at 390 for 20 minutes and see how well it goes. I'm going to check it halfway. Okay, so I'm putting in a few drumsticks. I think they're going to take a lot less time to cook. These are the other ones. We're making progress. Okay, the fries look pretty good, so I'm going to put a little bit more garlic powder on them. And then we're going to sprinkle some Parmesan cheese. I only have a little bit here, but it's enough. We're just going to let that sit and melt on top while the chicken's almost done. And there's the fries. Looks delicious. Okay, so the air fryer is finally done. It cooked it pretty good. It's nice and crunchy. The coating browned a little bit unevenly, but it's nice and crispy. Let me cut into one. See how juicy they are. So it looks really nice and juicy on the inside. Lots and lots of juice. So that's awesome. It's nice and moist. Perfect. So that was our experiment on trying to air fryer chicken. It looks nice and juicy, and the only thing I would say is maybe the coating, a little discolored, uneven browning maybe, but if that's not a big deal to you, I don't think it's a big deal. It's a lot healthier option. So that's where I'm going to end the video today, guys. See you next time. Bye.